Wait, was she dropping hints I completely missed, or am I just imagining things? You're kicking yourself, replaying every glance, every touch, every little laugh, wondering if she was throwing you the green light to take things to the next level, or if you're just seeing what you want to see. Sound way too familiar? Here's the mind-blowing truth. Science backs it. When a woman does certain things, she's signaling she wants to sleep with you, dropping neon-lit signs that scream, "I'm into you, wake up and make a move!" And most of you are letting them slip right through your fingers. Those subtle moves? They're not random. They're wired into our biology, backed by research and packed with raw attraction. But if you don't catch them, she might think you're clueless, distant, or worse, not into her. What if I told you there's a way to spot these signals, to read her like an open book, and know for sure she's ready for more? Stick with me because I'm about to break down the science-backed signs that reveal everything. Let's dive deep into this game changer. We women aren't always going to spell it out for you. Sometimes we can't, sometimes we won't, but trust me, our bodies and behaviors are doing the talking. When we're feeling that heat, that spark, that raw attraction, we drop hints, little signals that invite you to step up. The problem? Most of you are blind to them, focusing on the big stuff, her words, her stories, while missing the goldmine of clues she's leaving all over the room. Those subtle signs? They're not just random quirks, they're backed by science, wired into our psychology and designed to pull you in. And here's the kicker, if you don't catch them, she's not just disappointed, she's frustrated, wondering why you're not picking up what she's putting down. But here's the good news. Once you learn to spot these signs, it's like unlocking a superpower. You'll know when she's craving that intimacy, when she's testing you, when she's flirting, when she's ready for more, everything. And that edge? It's going to change the game for you. Ready to stop fumbling and start seeing her for real? Let's break it all down, signal by signal, so you can catch those green lights before they turn red. Let's start with the way she touches you, because when she's into you, science says she can't keep her hands to herself. If she's finding excuses to brush your arm, nudge you during a joke, or accidentally bump knees under the table, that's not clumsy, it's calculated. Studies show women use touch to signal attraction, and if she's doing this, she's breaking that barrier to see how you'll respond. Maybe she leans in to fix your collar, letting her fingers linger a little too long, or she grabs your hand to drag you somewhere, squeezing it just a bit tighter than necessary. That's her saying, "I'm comfy here and I want you to feel it too." Don't freeze up, touch her back lightly like resting your hand on her arm when you laugh and say, "You're getting handsy over there, I'm on to you." It's flirty, it's smooth, and it keeps the tension building. Or add a little twist, mirror her touch, lean in slightly and say, "You're making it tough to stay cool, what's your game plan?" It's direct, it's confident, and it builds that connection. But if you miss it, brushing it off like it's nothing, she'll think you're not interested. That's your first sign, boom, you've caught her touch and she's feeling that spark. Eye contact's your next big tell, because when she's feeling that heat, science says it's intense. If she's locking eyes with you longer than usual, not just glancing but staring, maybe with a little smirk or a slow blink, that's her pulling you in. Research says prolonged eye contact spikes dopamine, that feel-good chemical, and if she's going there, she's feeling something real. Watch the details. If her pupils dilate, yep, studies show that happens when we're aroused. Or if she looks away but snaps back with a grin, she's testing you, don't flinch. Say something like, "You're making it tough to focus with those eyes, what's your plan here?" It's direct, it's confident, and it keeps the tension building. Or add a little humor. Lower your voice, hold her gaze, and say, "You're hiding something, I'm gonna figure it out." It's flirty, it's smooth, and it keeps her engaged. But if she avoids your eyes completely, don't panic, she might be shy. Ease up with a soft, "Hey, you okay?" You seem a little distracted, to pull her back in without pressure. That's your second sign. Boom, you've caught her gaze and she's feeling that pull. Body language is your next clue, because when she's into you, science says she's leaning in. If she's closing that gap, angling her body towards you, or mirroring your moves like crossing her legs when you do, that's her syncing up with you. Studies show women use proximity to signal interest, and if she's doing this, she's inviting you in. Watch her hands. If she's playing with her hair, twirling it around her finger, or brushing it back even when it's not in her face, that's nervous energy spilling out. Nervous because she's into you. Or maybe she's fidgeting with her necklace, adjusting her clothes, or tapping her fingers on the table. That's her body saying, "I'm feeling something and I don't know what to do with it." Don't let it slide, lean into it. Give her a little smirk, say, "You're fidgeting over there, are you nervous or am I just that distracting?" It's playful and it'll get her smiling. Or add a little twist. Mirror her a bit, lean in slightly and say, "You're making it tough to stay cool, what's your next move?" It's flirty, it's smooth, and it builds that tension. But if she's leaning back, crossing her arms, or turning away, that's a wall. Ease up, keep it light, and watch her open back up. That's your third sign. Boom, you've caught her closeness and she's feeling that connection. Her voice is another big tell, because when she's feeling that heat, science says it changes. If she's dropping flirty comments, teasing you harder than usual, or throwing in double entendres that make you pause, that's not just her being playful, it's her testing the waters. Maybe she says something like, "You look like trouble tonight, are you gonna prove me right?" Or, "I bet you're good at keeping secrets, should I test that?" Studies show women use verbal flirting to gauge your reaction, and if she's doing this, she's hoping you'll bite. Don't just laugh it off, fire back with, "Oh, you're calling me trouble? Guess I'll have to live up to that," and watch her eyes light up. Or add a little humor. Lower your voice, smirk, and say, "You're making it dangerous over here, what's next?" It's playful, it's smooth, and it keeps her engaged. That's your fourth sign. Boom, you've caught her words and she's feeling that spark. And don't sleep on her laughter, because when she's into you, science says it's louder, longer, and at things that aren't even that funny. If she's giggling at your dumb jokes, throwing her head back, or letting it trail off with a little sigh, that's her enjoying you. Research says laughter releases endorphins, and if she's going there, she's feeling good with you. Don't just nod, lean into it. Try, "You're laughing way too hard at that. Am I that good, or are you just easy to please?" It's playful, and it'll get her smiling. Or add a little twist, wink, say, "Careful, you're making me dangerous, what's next?" It's flirty, it's smooth, and it builds that tension. That's your fifth sign. Boom, you've caught her joy and she's feeling that connection. So how do you use all this? Pay attention next time you're with her. Watch her touch, her eyes, her closeness, her voice, her laughter. If she's dropping these signs, she's handing you the keys. Step up, flirt back, and say, "You're making it real tough to play it cool. What's your next move?" She'll love that you're catching her signals, and it'll pull her closer. Stop missing the signs and start seeing her for real. She's out there, waiting for you to wake up and make it happen. Loved this? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment with the wildest signal you've ever missed. I'll catch you in the next one.